Most of your dreams are not going to come true. Real life is really, really, really uninteresting. It's not sexy. Like, no one prepares you for how boring and just mundane real life can be. That's why I titled it what I titled it. I look at myself and I say, okay, I understand where Squidward was coming from this whole time. Think about the concept of SpongeBob. Squidward is kind of like the comic relief because his whole purpose is to be a punching bag or trauma porn for kids to laugh at because, oh, look at this fucking dork. He wants to play his clarinet. Man, fuck you, bro. SpongeBob and Patrick are outside. Get your punk ass outside, right? And that's genuinely how everyone's always treated Squidward. But when you really think about it, think about the characters, right? Let's go through this breakdown. SpongeBob. I'm not quite sure how old he's supposed to be. But number one, his optimism is acutely childlike, right? He's annoying. Like, the way that he operates is highly unrealistic, but also if you worked with that guy, you'd want to beat him up because he's just too he's just too much of that shit. Just too much of the can-do attitude, right? Because he's young as fuck. He's just young and he's just got all the energy to be a fucking idiot, right? He's so easily excitable. So he's so excited about everything. He's excited about his job. He's so again, he's young. Think about it. He's young. He's young. I look at SpongeBob and Patrick as the literal representations of young and dumb, right? For both of them. They're like peanut butter and jelly. They go together. They're both young and dumb, okay? SpongeBob has to be, I'm going to say, if I had to guesstimate ages, SpongeBob's definitely in his early 20s, if not late teens. Both him and Patrick, because he works, he has his own place, he's responsible, but just look at his outlook, right? Same thing with Patrick. Patrick is stupid dumb. And Patrick, he has no responsibilities, right? He's completely unaware of everything. He's blissfully unaware of everything possible, okay? He lives in the moment, always. He's always living in the moment. And he somehow always survives despite his terrible decision making. SpongeBob and Patrick are literally late teens, early adults. They're the people that you see at your job that work in the entry-level position. They are completely useless. They have okay attitudes, but they're also massive fuck-ups. But they trot around and they walk around and they're always, nothing's serious. Everything's a joke. Everything's a joke. They have the highest level of main character symptom. They essentially represent the Gen Z kids of today. Those two, like, it's crazy. SpongeBob came out in 1999. Like, SpongeBob and Patrick literally represent the archetype for your current Gen Z being. I don't even know what you call these little motherfuckers, right? They're just beings, okay? So, like, okay, again, we're Squidward. As an adult, we're Squidward. So imagine SpongeBob. Imagine the last time Squidward was ever able to be like SpongeBob. Squidward has probably been on his grown man Dean for like a cool solid like 10 years at this point. Squidward probably ain't had the opportunity to just chill out in a hot minute. Squidward at this point is a real adult, okay? He bills. Like, yeah, SpongeBob and Squidward live in the same neighborhood. They don't live far apart. I feel like SpongeBob's parents bought his pineapple, right? And I feel like Squidward really got it out the mud. Like, I feel like Squidward came from humble ass beginnings. He probably grew up in the hood. Squidward actually probably grew up in the hood, if you think about it. Squidward is a square black nigga from the hood that tried to do the right thing, get up out. He ain't had no motion for real. All he had was book smarts. He had a dream. He was like, yo, I want to be a musician and I'm gonna try to do my thing. and I'm gonna work hard, and my ambition and my talent's gonna get me where I gotta get to. And then 10 years went by, and that motherfucker's still at the Krusty Krab because it ain't no motion. He ain't got no motion. He's the most regular representation of adulthood possible. Most of your dreams are not going to come true. Let me say that again. Most of your dreams are not going to come true. That's not me being pessimistic or being an asshole. Most of us have these SpongeBob-esque aspirations to just all day, right? Everything's supposed to be a movie. You and your buddy Patrick are supposed to just constantly have endless adventures. You're supposed to just constantly be moving and grooving. And especially today with the social media, with this influencer shit, like young people today are basically walking around doing this all day, doing this all day. They're doing this all day because every last one of us have the same opportunities. And that's how it is today, right? So that's basically what SpongeBob and Patrick do all day. They're just living it up, la 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 la, right? They outside making all this motherfucking noise. They're making all this noise outside of this grown-ass man's house. This man got it out the mud. It took a lot of work for him to go ahead and work hard enough to get enough to have a down payment for his crib. Squidward went through some real life shit to get his crib. Okay? Squidward is a grown ass fucking man, bro. And he got these young, stupid. SpongeBob and Patrick are the equivalent of the young motherfuckers outside slapping their music. They just bump it. Oh, SpongeBob. And my niggas in the house just trying to live. He just want to have a little tea. He want to practice his clarinet. Take a bubble bath or some shit. My nigga just trying to live. And he got these, SpongeBob. And then these motherfuckers be having the audacity to fucking trespass. But not even that. Not even trespass. They be breaking into my man's house. His abode that he paid for. He put his money up. He put his money, all his hard work and aspirations over the course of however long it took for him to get that place. He worked hard as fuck for his crib. And here come these two little dumbasses breaking into his shit, fucking with him. Imagine if somebody just broke into your shit right now and started fucking with you. People you don't fuck with just start trolling you. Broke into your crib, messing with you. You just trying to have a little peace. You trying to have a little peace, and then to top it off, you work with one. Imagine one of the people that you don't like at your job. For whatever reason possible, thinking that y'all best friends. And that motherfucker got mental problems. So he really think y'all best friends. Like SpongeBob is 2 trillion% on the spectrum. 2 trillion%. So you got this nigga that got mental problems that think y'all best friends, who's goofy as shit, thinking that he could just bust in your crib with no motherfucking consequences at all. And you just trying to take a bubble bath. You're tired. You work at the Krusty Krab. You're the only employee there that's normal. Your boss is Mr. Krab. Imagine you're Squidward and your boss is Mr. Krabs. All that nigga cares about is me money. That's all he gives a fuck about. And that's all of them. That's all of the bosses. All the most. You know how places are like, oh, we're a family. We're a family. We are a family. We're a family. We are a family. This is a family. Let me tell you something. When one of these companies tell you that you're a family, this is a family environment work. I hate the words culture. I hate all of that shit. These are just dog whistle words that over the years I've learned means run. Mr. Krabs, as good of a dude as he can be, if you get to that point, he'd sell you in a heartbeat. If he could get rid of you, it don't matter how long you work for Mr. Squidward's been working for Mr. Krabs for like 15 years. The moment it becomes more cost efficient to cop the AI that's going to do Squidward's job, More, it has to be cost efficient though, because he don't want to spend no money. So the moment the AI is cheaper than Squidward's gone. Gone. It don't matter how many. There's no advancement opportunities. There's been no Squidward's been working at the Krusty Krab for like a cool however many decades. Ain't no advance. Like, he ain't been offered the opportunity to be a manager or nothing. He's just on the register. He's just on the register, and he putting in these orders for this dumbass. You know what? Yeah, Squidward also represents the front of house employee as well. Now that I think about it, and this is no disrespect to none of my cooks, because there's a lot of cooks out there that are amazing, right? But there's a lot of cooks out there who work in the back of house who have no concept of what it's like to be the person actually dealing with the people. Squidward represents that front of house employee who's trying to keep it together. Motherfuckers is saying dumbass shit, and he's just like, anything else, sir? I don't want to say the wrong thing, sir, because I might get fired. He's literally the best representation of honesty, because he speaks the exact same thing that we speak and think when we are dealing with these motherfuckers. And people got the audacity to talk bad about Squidward. Squidward is the fucking GOAT. Are you kidding me? Squidward is literally doing everything he can to not snap on you niggas. Right? I see so much of Squidward in me and Squidward. Pause if necessary, because he works so hard and he is surrounded by the dumbest shit, the most ridiculous customer base. They allow Mr. Krabs to do what he does. They allow Krabs to charge for napkins and shit. They still come back for that Krabby Patty. They allow this dumb motherfucker in the back to just because he's a savant. And that's another thing. Squidward represents, okay, look, I'm just here to get paid. This is not my, I pray this isn't my career. I'm just here to get paid. He represents me so well. I don't go to none of these jobs and feel like, oh man, I would love to be here forever. Like, nah, I've put my time in. Like, every place that I've worked at, for the most part, I've put a lot of time and effort and years in, right? But I ain't there for nothing but the paper. So when I start hearing some shit like, oh, we're a family, culture, community, I start thinking, nah, you ain't got enough money for me to stay. You don't. Because once you start talking about culture and community, I'm thinking, that sounds expensive. Mentally, physically, emotionally, in a way where I'm not getting paid for it. Nah. So Squidward, he's just there trying to get his bread. Okay? Squidward wants to get paid. Krabs ain't giving no raises, so he's just making whatever he can. And truth be told, Squidward is also that really hardworking employee who burns out somewhere because he looks at his life and he says, yo, things ain't going the way that I hoped. Things ain't going the way that I expected for myself. I am depressed. Now, Squidward's depressed. That's why he talks like this. Oh, SpongeBob, can you please leave me alone, SpongeBob? I am depressed. Squidward need a blunt. Straight up. If Squidward would, because that's what I needed. See, if Squidward would start token up a little bit, his whole experience would change. He probably would like level up for real, because he's at a point where he needs something to help him change his perspective. But the point with him is that he's depressed. He's been working for Krabs forever. Ain't no growth opportunities, and he ain't even looking for the next opportunity. He's just comfortable because he's making enough money to pay his bills, pay his mortgage, cop a new clarinet because he keep breaking them. He can't even afford lessons. You think, okay, everyone thinks he's just got so much pride. Okay, maybe he does got a lot of pride. Maybe he feels like he don't need no lessons. But you don't think that man don't recognize his shortcomings? You don't think that he knows that his clarinet playing could be better? I know he acts like it's the best thing ever, but he's alone. He ain't playing for nobody. This is a cartoon. So we're just flies on the wall while he's playing his clarinet trying to get it in. He ain't playing for nobody. I don't feel like he'd play for the public like that. I feel like Squidward, if he had the opportunity to, if he had the real actual people in his corner to actually support him, support his dreams, actually say, hey bro, we are here for you. We want you to be the best clarinet player ever, blah, blah, blah. I feel like he could actually level up and become who he deserves to be. Because that's exactly what his trajectory should be. But no, he's at the fucking Krusty Krab on that register, dealing with these fucking people. He's front of house. He dealing with these dumbass people. These dumbass people want a burger. I want a Krusty Krab. Okay, cool, bruh. I got a dumbass in the back to make the shit. You're going to have to wait until he get his shit in order. I don't know what he on today. He mentally touched. He I don't know what's up with him. He made the best burger. So I swear to you, if you wait, it's going to be up. The camera don't ever show all the times that Squidward be up front, like advocating for SpongeBob. Everyone just sees Squidward. SpongeBob. Like, no one ever. You don't think Squidward's been up there having to like really like keep the ship afloat when motherfuckers is waiting like 95 minutes for their burger because he's back there doing some goofy shit? You don't think that episode where he forgot how to make the Krabby Patty, you don't think Squidward was out there like having to really like keep the wolves off SpongeBob? You don't think there was some hungry people in that lobby that was on a lunch break that was losing critical eating time that wasn't finna hop over that counter and beat the shit out of SpongeBob? No. You know who kept him safe? Squidward. Because Squidward's empathy, unfortunately, is just as intact as his depression and his work ethic. So he's now trying to keep the wolves off of SpongeBob because he doesn't want nothing to happen to SpongeBob. He's not a bad person. He's just a person stuck in the Matrix. He's stuck in the Matrix. And since he's stuck in the Matrix, he is just doing what he can day by day until he dies. Squidward is the absolute representation of the average person who's not an influencer, not a fucking scammer, not a drug dealer, doesn't have an OnlyFans, doesn't fucking trade crypto or stocks, or fucking have 4 or 5 regular businesses, or what. Like, your regular person who gets into the workforce and gets a medium level job, who tries to work and blah, 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 blah. Squidward is our mascot. Think about the other people they try to like crucify and like paint in a certain light. Think about like Plankton. They make Plankton out to be this terrible person. They make him out to be the little guy. Literally, they make him out to be the little guy with the failing establishment across from Mr. Moneybag Crabs. Okay, so you literally have this behemoth over here, and you're just in your little shop trying to make stuff that you want to make. You want to make chum. All right, that's your bag. You like, I just want to sell chum, bora. I ain't got no aspiration to make burgers or nothing. I just want to sell grade A chum, bruh. And there gotta be a market for chum, because if there wasn't a market for chum, then why the hell would he have built the restaurant? He's a genius, right? Plankton's a genius. He's a super, quote unquote, super villain, right? But he's a genius. He's a genius. All these robotics he got and all these things that he built, he's a genius. You don't think he did some market research before he built his restaurant? No, he did some market research before he built his restaurant. And I guarantee you that before he even opened, he knew that this was going to be it. Okay. Now, market research and reality don't always coincide. So he opened this restaurant that's right across from one of the most popular restaurants in the entire Bikini Bottom. And that particular demographic apparently ain't into chum. My question is, why did he open up where all the other plankton is? Or is Bikini Bottom racist and he's the only plankton in town? He's basically segregated from the community. He's ostracized, and propaganda essentially makes it to where he is not only the bad guy, but he's this foreigner with foreign food. Yucky. This is America. Have a burger. Poor plankton. How about fucking Mrs. Puff? Mrs. Puff. Nobody thinks about Mrs. Puff. Nobody thinks about Mrs. Puff. She's a driving instructor. She is a teacher. She's an educator. She's probably put decades into her craft. Okay. She's a grown ass woman. I'm going to say Mrs. Puff is probably like in her like mid 40s. maybe even early 50s. She put in her time. Mrs. Puff probably ready to retire, right? Mrs. Puff probably got all kinds of awards for her tutelage and the things that she's achieved in the field of education, and specifically driver's education. Matter of fact, who's to say that all Mrs. Puff know how to do is teach people how to drive? Maybe Mrs. Puff was also an astrophysicist. You have no idea what Mrs. Puff has achieved. We just know her as the driving teacher on SpongeBob. But you know what? That's cool. Let's just leave it at that. They use her as a running gag punchline so SpongeBob can get his SpongeBob bullshit off, right? So every single time SpongeBob is in her class, he endangers the entire community. Why is he even allowed to take the class? Why has he not been banned from ever being behind the wheel of a boat ever again? But no, he's allowed to re-enroll over and over and over and over and over and over. And each time, this poor woman who was in her fucking 50s, if not 60s, Mrs. Puff might be old. So now we got this old woman who's been educating for 20, 30 years. And she's been successful with all of her students. She's been able to teach all of her students how to successfully drive. She has the highest success and pass rate out of all the teachers in Bikini Bottom. And here come this bitch ass nigga SpongeBob. Unteachable as fuck. And he's using his unteachable ass brain to torment the people in the class who's trying to learn, and this poor woman who can't teach someone who can't be taught. And she's tried so many times to the point that she ended up in prison. Mrs. Puff went to the pen, bro, over SpongeBob. Mrs. Puff lost her mind for a bit over SpongeBob. Mrs. Puff did a bid for real over SpongeBob SquarePants. And she absolutely has PTSD. All of the people that SpongeBob affects negatively in his day-to-day life deserve some credit and some shine too. This is why I go back to my boy Squidward. Squidward is he. Squidward is him. Squidward deserves all the respect. Squidward is the average working human being, the average working adult out there who has done whatever they can to get where they are, and they're working hard as possible. But at a certain point, you realize that working any harder ain't gonna really pay off the way that you'd hope, because maybe you're just not in the predicament right now to get to that next level. So you coast, and that's what Squidward does. He coasts. He lets it happen. But does that mean that does that mean that he deserves it? No. Squidward is the ultimate victim, and SpongeBob is the ultimate villain. And yet no one would ever see it that way, except for me. If you disagree, you can disagree. That's totally fine. If you think Squidward deserves what happens to him, that's totally fine. But you can't deny that SpongeBob's a piece of shit. And Squidward is an unsung hero.